So now another thing I need you to help me with is, which is it takes us into our third situation. I understand mentality works both ways.
Mhm.
For example, sometimes if you're bottom of the league, things are not going your way, luck is not going your way, nothing just seems to be working your way. There is that possibility that you will develop that mentality to think everything going against me. Your mentality gets weaker. You play a game of football, they score a goal against you, you get weakened, you lose the game.
Mhm.
And this continues to happen, that would mean your mentality is getting a bit weaker, confidence
Mhm.
low. So you would think that that should happen in the reverse. You're winning games, things are going your way. You have
Mhm.
good players, you have quality players, everything is wonderful,
Mhm.
which you would think is what happened to Liverpool, especially after chasing Man City two seasons ago, where they finished what, a point behind, and they probably lost more less games compared to City. They
Yep.
came back the following season, and they won the league. So
Yep.
you would think the mentality is getting stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, yes, they've lost Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, and they don't particularly have like a very recognized centre back. However, what has in the last couple of weeks, what has dented that mentality to make them look exactly how they look now? Because they bought Thiago, who is in the midfield. Yes, they still have the first front three, but those guys will walk into most teams in the world right now. They have an abundance of midfield. And yes, Van Dijk is a big loss, but we can clearly see a lot of the issues going on with Liverpool now is mentality. So how can you go from mentality of champions to what they are now?
In my personal opinion, I don't think it has been just the last few weeks. I think the mentality situation has been overshadowed by their wins. It's like anything else in the life of football. When everything is winning, everything is sugar coated over. When you're losing, it all gets exposed. And I don't think this situation has just occurred since the turn of the year. I think this has been happening since back in October, November. This is my personal opinion as far as it's concerned. All right. Now, these games that Liverpool have been playing, they've been getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I don't want to harp on about it, um, but I genuinely feel that the mentality also comes down to the likes of the fans as well, or lack of. I keep saying it, and I probably do sound like a broken record, right? You've got to remember how important it is to have your fans there. How beautiful is it if your name is Sadio Mane and you put in a hard tackle on someone and the crowd erupts, and then you go near the sideline and then you've got an 8, 9 year old kid, Sadio, you know, and these sort of things. Can you imagine what it's like being a football player, being watched by all these people, being pushed, being told, yeah, you are winners? They haven't got that now. Now it literally is you on the pitch versus them on the pitch. Okay. Yes, they lost their record of this home fortress and what have you. Then they went and lost the second game. Now they've lost three in a row at home. Now everyone's saying that it's what's the word? Panic stations. I don't think it's panic stations now. It was panic stations before. The only difference is they were winning. It was sugar coated. That's the difference between then and now. I guarantee you, if Liverpool start winning or they win the next 2, 3 games, everyone forget about this. I
Well,
guarantee it.
if you mentioned the fact that of no fans, but they won the league without fans in the stadium. That's one. Uh, Two,
The second part, they won the league.
yeah, which would probably be the most difficult after coming from the whole COVID situation. However, in terms of what will we say now? In terms of mentality, so they went through a period where they lost some games and they won two games on the bounce,
Hmm.
and then now they've lost to Brighton, and of course they lost to Man City. So,
Take out Man City because they are the best team in the UK.
but if we look at the argument here is okay. Let's assume it's not the crowd. Let's remove the crowd. What else could it be?
In regards to mentality, we're talking, yeah.
Yeah, but what has affected the team so badly in the space of because a lot of people thought they would crumble after chasing City that season and finishing
Mm-mm.
second, even if they lost fewer games. They
Mm-mm.
came back and they won the league. They even actually played better.
Mm.
So, other than the crowd, a lot of people have mentioned, oh, maybe they should have bought more players, or the front three are getting tired, yada, yada, yada. What else could it be?
But the thing is, the two things that you just mentioned, the latter two things, you have to take them into consideration. Um, I also feel their style is different. It's a little bit different, okay? And that's due to loss of players as well. You know, if I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and it was someone that loves to talk over people, right? And I was trying to explain, and I wasn't able to finish. So for me, they miss, of course, any recognised centre back. They miss Henderson and Fabinho, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Yes, physically they're on the pitch, both of them, but my gosh, they miss both of them in the central midfield. They have absolutely nobody in that team right now who plays the first time passes that Henderson plays. That's one. They have no one right now in that team who plays a defensive midfield position like Fabinho does. That's two. They now have, who's that guy that you just said? The Bayern Munich guy. He came,
Thiago.
Thiago. Thiago, okay. They now have Thiago, who is, in my opinion, very similar to Jorginho, who I still think is ridiculously good. All right. And now he's back in the Chelsea team, just so you know. They now have Thiago, who has changed the style. Thiago doesn't play fast paced football. It's not his style. So if you watch the way that they play, they've slowed the game down. It's a different style. You'll also notice this season the amount of times that Mohamed Salah has played through the middle as a number nine. I don't see Salah as a number nine. I don't see it. It's almost like they're trying to do that thing that Tottenham do with Son. You know how Son normally gets beyond Kane, right? It's almost like they're trying to do this style. I don't like it. They're changing their style and it's not working. It's being exposed. Now they've lost 3 games in a row. Everyone's like, oh,
They've always
panic
played.
stations.
They've always played with Firmino dropping deep though, then getting the ball and supplying it to Mane and Salah.
Yes, they have. But we have seen recently Salah starting as the out and out number nine. Okay. I don't like this style. This is my personal opinion. In my opinion, I will gladly have him do that against Aston Villa all day, all night. We eat him up. Breakfast, panyard yam. Okay. Simple as that. But it's a situation that I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at differences. I'm looking at different styles, and sometimes even the people that they're bringing in and they're exchanging. No disrespect to Shaqiri. No disrespect. All right. We know Shaqiri is a good player. Is he a great player? No. Is he on the levels of Mane and Salah? No, of course not. Right. So we do have to look at the different players and different mentality. Do you trust the players? Even last week, was it Keller that came in for Allison? Do you trust Keller the way that you trust Allison? Yes, people may talk about Allison's last mistakes that he made. He's probably top two, top three goalkeepers in the world. It happens. It happens. So I think it's more than mentality, but I do feel that the mentality ideology, this has been there since November.
Since November.
Certain team destroyed them 7-2. I'm not going to mention their name in it, right? But it's one of those things where the mentality changed. It changed a while ago.
So you think the 7-2 affected their mentality badly?
I think it affected them. I think people
Even if they
realize
won 7-0 against Crystal Palace.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm talking about, right? Sometimes it takes time to recover. I'm not going to be extreme and talk about UFC, 3 to 6 months to recover and what have you. But sometimes mentality changes. It does change, especially now with the
It's
3 losses in a row at home.
it's clear
Now
that the
it's no longer
mentality it's
fortress.
clear that the mentality has changed.
I think it changed time ago. I
I
just
just
don't think it changed a couple
I
of
just
weeks ago.
want to I'm just trying to understand why. How do you go from having mentality of champions So
Brubs, if I knew that, I would be the psychologist of any Premiership team, and I would be making money well.
I'm very happy for you.
I don't like you too tough, so I wouldn't take you with me.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. Well, what to look forward to at the weekend is UFC 258, Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. Uh,
Okay.
before we say good night, it's very simple. Who's going to win that fight?
I think we might see a new champion.
So you're going with Gilbert Burns.
I actually think Gilbert Burns is going to get this job done. I don't want him to get the job done. Um, I'm an Usman fan, not the same level as you are, but I am an Usman fan. However, if Gilbert gets him to the ground, I think it's over.
Well, no worries. I will try not to say anything for now. We shall see what happens come next week.
No, you should say, because then next week, if you're wrong, I will out you.
No,
I will out
all
you.
I'm saying is very simple. And
Yeah,
still,
yeah. Well, this is what I want. This is what I want.
and
But
still.
I've just got a feeling that Gilbert Burns is going to get the job done. I can't remember what is the name of Gilbert's training partner. What is his name? I've forgotten his name. Anyway, the point is, Gilbert, if he gets him on the ground, he'll submit him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wonderful episode of Grassroots Chats with the mental Dwayne P. Frank, and of course your host MC Sabi Boy. Well, hopefully we shall see you and speak to you in the weeks to come.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, have
yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah,
week
yeah,
and
yeah,
bye
yeah,
bye.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No one wants to hear your voice though, weren't it? So I had to put something else in.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to see my face though, compared to yours.
Change your name to the beard. That's what we need to call you, the
All
beard.
right, bye bye.
Cheers.
Ahai,